Showing up is living life authentically. I'm Nancy Regan. I'm on a mission to connect with fascinating people who are contributing to the world around them in dynamic ways, making it a little better, brighter, or more beautiful. Join me for the journey. I'm showing up today by invitation at the home of a social media influencer who goes by the handle Miss Lion Hunter. She's all about fashion, style, and confidence. And I, like her over 100,000 followers, am curious to know more about this alluring woman.
My name is Musemo. You might know me as Miss Lion Hunter on the internet. And I am someone with a good eye. I think saying a good eye just kind of boils everything down instead of saying I'm a photographer, I'm a videographer, I am an interior decorator. I have a good eye for things. I think there's pros and cons to being on social media. Pro being the amount of people that you get to come across. Like, I have made some really good friends from social media. My best friends are people that I met online that we do the same thing, and then we met in real life, and I was like, where have you been all my life? So it's definitely been a platform that I have garnered like the good stuff from it, and rolling with also the cons of just being on there and having to show up consistently, sometimes even when you're not feeling like it.
When I first encountered Miss Lion Hunter's feed on social media, I was wowed, but I also assumed that it was being shot somewhere with a big crew in New York, LA, maybe Toronto. Then I discovered it was just Musemo doing it herself here in Nova Scotia. I'm in the right place. I wasn't sure.
Hi.
Oh, my beautiful new friend. I feel like I know you. Having seen so much of you online, I feel like you are so heart forward.
Yes.
So
always.
I'm honored to be here, and I just can't wait to play.
Yeah, same. We're gonna have fun today.
Is that what we're doing today?
Yeah, we're having
playing?
fun.
Because of how warm Musemo is, I feel like I'm going from being a follower to a friend very quickly.
Welcome.
Oh, Musemo, this is just amazing.
Thank you.
It's also what I expected in a way. I knew I was going to step into the room and just feel like I was bathing in beauty.
Yeah. Do you feel at home?
I feel like I want to throw myself on that couch in the corner and just hang out with you.
I love that.
Everywhere you look here, there is beauty, and it's all put together with such thought and style, and everything has a story. Tell me about the masks.
So the masks, I started this thing that when I go home to South Africa, well, I'm Zimbabwean, but my mom lives in South Africa. So when I'm in South Africa, I go to this market and I walk around looking at masks. And when I see the one I'm gonna get, I just know, like it's just this deep gut feeling. Also the lion. You see the lion, I was like, I have to get a lion because Miss Lion Hunter.
Am I allowed to touch
Yes,
the lion?
absolutely. Yeah. I'm like, I have to get a lion because it's part of my story.
It carries an energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
As do you,
Yeah.
a really special energy.
Yeah.
And it gets us into the Lion Hunter.
Yes.
How did that come about?
So Lion Hunter has to do with my last name. My last name, Handahu, means lion hunter. So Miss Lion Hunter.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, it was meant to be.
It was meant to be.
And so the way I look at it, people are like, well, like, how do you sort of conceptualize that? And I'm like, well, I'm hunting for the majestic in myself and everybody around me. Hopefully there are people out there that will see me and they will think, I vibe with her. Like, she's different. She's not sort of, cookie cutter or following trends and just trying to be somebody that they see online. But she's actually just showing up as herself, and I hope that they vibe with that and they join my little corner of the internet.
What I get from you is showing up.
Yeah.
And I know for me, that's a practice.
Yeah.
It's not a one and done.
No, never is.
Yeah.
It's an everyday thing. Like
Right.
you're literally fighting every day to show up. Especially in a world where you're bombarded by images of how everybody else is living their life. You almost sometimes feel pressure to line up with other people, and you're like, but that's not quite who I am. So you almost have to make that decision every single day to show up as yourself.
So do you think the energy came first, or the name, or this way you move through the world? Do you think you were meant to have that name?
I was meant to have
because
that
of
name.
who you were
Yeah.
going to be?
Yes, yeah. I think I was meant to have that name because the story was already sort of foretold that I'm going to be a force. I'm like, yeah.
And did you always own it?
For the most part, I think I've owned it in different versions of my life. So when I was younger, I owned it as an athlete. And then in my adult life, I've owned it as a creative. Yeah. So it's been different facets, which is also lovely because I've gotten to see these two different sides of myself, but still have the power.
I described your Instagram feed as intoxicating. That's the only
I
word.
am changing my Instagram bio to say, Nancy said, my feed is intoxicating.
Do you understand what I
Yeah.
mean by that?
That's-
That is the one word
That's a
that captures
compliment,
it.
and I love that.
I fall into it,
Yeah.
and I just can't
You keep
stop,
going.
but not for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Because it's inspiring, because it's filling my heart, it's giving me a template
Yeah.
for showing up with your own style without worrying about following others.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I need to learn that.
Yeah.
I say there is this monster lurking in my closet, which is perfectionism.
Yeah. I'm excited to show you how I set up when I'm doing a makeup video.
Yeah.
So I can set you up and then we can go from there.
And now we get to go upstairs. The style adventure continues.
And this is my office space. So this is where we're going to be playing makeup today.
Oh, Musemo.
Love it.
So cool.
Thank you. So I'm going to sit you down and then I'm going to do a get ready with me video.
Okay.
But it's not about the getting ready.
No.
It's about the things that I will probably interview you.
Oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait, time out. This is my,
And
And I may just interview you while we
Exactly.
do this. So we came to film her, and now she's filming me. Wait a second.
So I'm gonna make sure my camera's good.
Okay. So this is what you would do if you were doing
Yes.
an Instagram post.
Yes.
You would set that up there and you'd be here.
Yes.
And already it looks like an amazing shot.
Yeah.
Can we look at the little, show me the little,
you see it?
That is so cool.
She looks good.
I had a feeling we might do something like this, so I decided to show up today with no makeup on. And I'm glad I did, because it also showed some vulnerability on my part, and I think it's part of why we're making an easy and fast connection. I'm having fun, but I'm also feeling self-conscious.
Yeah, are you?
There's a weird intersection of those two things right now.
So excited to shoot you because I think this shot is stunning. And you're gonna become an influencer, so.
I have a long way to go.
Okay, we're recording on my end.
Okay.
Yeah. This video would be something where maybe I wanna share 3 quick things. For you, it could be maybe 3 things you were thinking about as you were driving to come here.
Yeah.
And then you share those 3 things and hopefully there's a lesson in there. Hopefully there is something, a takeaway for somebody.
When do you think your fascination with beauty was born?
Probably when I started to put myself online, to be honest. I think that's when I really maybe paid more attention.
Not until then.
Yeah. I mean, before that, it was, a little eyeshadow here and there. Horrible eyeshadow, might I add.
Really?
But
Okay, major color.
just major color and
90s kind of
not
eyeshadow.
blended. But yeah, I don't think it was like a focus for me. It wasn't. It was only when I truly started to show up online that I started to see beauty, but also there's always been a foundation, pun intended, a foundation of I want to look like myself.
Well,
yeah.
you took the words out of my mouth.
I want to look like myself. Like, I don't want people to look at my photos and be like, who's that?
Yeah.
You know.
You don't want them to say, oh, your makeup looks beautiful.
Yeah.
You don't, and that's the thing about my makeup.
Yeah.
It's my aim is just to make me look a little better without looking like I have makeup on. I want the makeup to disappear.
And that's where I am right now in my makeup journey. I'm back to sort of like simplistic makeup. And I love it.
So do you feel at this stage of your life more yourself than ever?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think I started to really feel like myself in my 30s. And it's just been a very lovely journey since then of just getting to know myself. And if there is something that is top of mind for me is I am unwavering in who I am. Everything else can wave and do whatever it wants to do, but like the sureness that I have in myself and who I am and what I want to do, that is like unwavering.
And that is the practice that we are talking about.
Every day I have to convince myself every day.
Yeah. And yet people don't expect that. I do think that when you show up in the world in rooted in authenticity, it is like shining a light on a path for other people because they want to do that.
Yeah.
But they might have been walking around with a mask that, hides so much of who they really are. How much do you think is fashion about actually owning what you're wearing? Not in a financial sense, but really like just
80%?
Yeah.
Like it's a lot.
Talk to me about that.
Because if you don't feel good in what you're wearing, everybody's going to notice that you don't feel good in what you're wearing and that you're uncomfortable.
Yes.
So then it takes away the points from your outfit.
Or you're acting like you're comfortable.
Yes.
And that was my, that's why I wrote a book called From Showing Off to Showing Up. Because for a long time I was acting the part of confidence and I was acting the part of someone who is comfortable in my clothes and in my skin.
Yeah.
And I had to go through, a lot of struggle to really understand what it was I wasn't comfortable with myself. What I love about you so much is that in this world where comparison and judgment, particularly in social media, it's like, a crucible for comparison and judgment, you step into your own shoes and walk your own path. Yeah. And that's why I say it's intoxicating. Yeah. Because it's not like you're trying to get the good opinion of others. It's like you're just being yourself. Yeah. And by that, you just draw people to you magnetically. Remember I said it's intoxicating to look through your feed.
Yeah. And I feel like right now when I do post stuff online, I literally post and leave. Like I post and I'm like, take what you need and go about your day. Yeah.
Oh, you're not posting and then watching how many likes and knowing that if you respond, then that's going to help the metrics. That's helpful.
If I'm on my phone and I'm like, oh, let me go see what people are saying. Yeah, I might like comment a few things, but like, it's not what drives me anymore.
And sometimes, often, in terms of style, whether it's makeup or clothes, we are following certain rules. True. Even if we're trying to expand the lines, we're still in that lane.
That's true.
Whereas you take the same clothes and you just go, oh no, we're gonna have fun with this. It's like I'm gonna stretch it and I'm gonna, I'm gonna stretch it into a completely different shape, look and shape.
And I'm not someone that is like, okay, I'm in a bigger body, so I need to create a certain silhouette or like, something that's flattering. Like I'm not fazed by that. Like if it's big and boxy, I will wear it because I want to wear it. Yeah. And if it's 3 times my size, I have no problem buying it because I know what I'm going to do with it. I know I'm going to get my pin and do some things that will make it interesting. I'm not interested in in being flattering for anybody. I also want to keep working with Black-owned, female-led businesses, which is something that I'm doing right now. So I have a few clients that are on the roster that I'm working with and just helping them tell their stories better. Yeah.
And how does that feed you?
Feeds me so well. Because if we just sort of understand marginalized people, marginalized businesses, they don't have as much access to funding and all those things. And so what typically gets pushed to the side is like marketing and like content creation. And so if you're not putting that into your business, you're not telling your story well. So this year, that's something that I wanted to do. I wanted to help them tell their stories better. Have great visuals. We all deserve to have great visuals. Yes. Yeah, so that's what I've been helping them with and teaching them how to use their cameras and their phones and how to edit and all of those things and how to ideate when it comes to actually thinking about the content that you're going to create.
There are a lot of people who do what Musemo does online, but nobody does it like her. She is unapologetically herself, and I've never met anyone quite like her. She's this extraordinary combination of grace, humor, and strength. Knowing I was going to be spending time with Musemo today, I took a chance that I might get a style consultation. So I brought a few pieces from my closet that I love, but I never seem to wear. Okay. Here's some things that I have in my wardrobe, but that I don't typically wear a lot yet. I don't reach for.
This is a top. Oh, nice.
Yep. And then this piece I got and I love, but I never know how to wear it. I've worn it once, and I've had it for at least 3 years.
I can blow your mind with this.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's try this.
This is like magic
I think
for you.
if we do leather and lace, I love that mix.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Where am I going?
And then we're gonna do a beret, and then we'll figure this out.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
In the back there.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Okay. Love the leather with this, and I'd never think of that.
Absolutely. I love that you could actually, if you wanted, you could just tuck that in there and just create a moment.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. I would never think of that either. And it's got a very different vibe.
It does.
Like I'm a different, this is a different aspect of my person than that other outfit was, for sure. You're like a magician.
Because it gives you a different silhouette now, right?
Totally.
If you want, you could just like sort of hide that.
And interesting you say silhouette, because there's something very liberating. I think women, we worry so much about our silhouette. And when you put on something that distorts the silhouette, there's a liberation in that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because you're not trying to conform to like feeding the masses, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I love this. I love this.
Love. Musemo made me realize how limited my thinking is when it comes to fashion when she showed me what I could do with this piece that I've owned for more than 3 years. So how fun is it for you to take these ingredients and put them together into something that no one else would really figure out?
It's about your reaction as well, because I'm like, do you feel different? But like not like far removed from who you are. You're like, this is just an elevated version of myself. And that's what style does. It just kind of helps you to really elevate yourself. You know what? You could actually like do a little, like a slight lean, leg out. Yes.
I like your look like
slight lean.
Slight lean, this leg out?
Yes. Oh yeah, that looks good. 1 second.
Woo. Smile or no smile? That's the question.
I feel like this is moody. Like I feel like
moody.
it's like.
I know a lot of yours are moody, and then it's such a treat when you see your smile.
Yeah.
So we've been talking as we get to know each other, having fun with makeup and fashion, but now we're going to sit down and go deeper. I remember the first time I encountered you online, on Instagram. All I remember is that it was beautiful and bold and tons of color and totally unapologetic.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can say it.
Yeah.
How did your journey bring you to this point? Start, if you would, and tell me about being born in Zimbabwe.
Yes, I was born and raised in Zimbabwe in the 80s. There was nothing creative in my life that I can actually like pinpoint and say that's where my creative journey started. I couldn't tell you. But I think it was just something innate in me that was just waiting for its moment to like come out. After high school, I moved to Wolfville, Nova Scotia, and I went to Acadia.
And did anyone notice you when you arrived in Wolfville?
I don't think so.
You think you just sort of flew under the radar?
Yeah.
Were you not dressing the way you dress now?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
My style was not evolved then.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't evolved at all. Also, I was still coming from like my jock phase, right? So I was still very much an athlete, still very much like baggy clothes. But I mean, there was little things that would trickle in, but like nothing that stood out. Nothing that stood out. I would absolutely say my style started to form in my late 20s.
How does style help the individual?
It helps you put your best foot forward in public. If you're not confident about what you're wearing, you're sort of unsure about yourself. But if you're fully like, I know this is who I am and I'm going to wear this, like you're fully aware of who you are and how you want the world to see you and to perceive you and to even make that first impression for themselves.
Women of all sizes have issues with their bodies.
Absolutely.
And don't accept their bodies,
Absolutely.
don't embrace their bodies. So you could have a follower who, you might see her on the street and think, oh, she just walked off a runway, a very conventional runway. And yet you might have made a huge difference in her life because of the way she sees you embrace your
like
own
the way
body.
I carried myself in a way. Yeah, absolutely. Because there's also that like confidence that I know that I have in the way that I walk, the way that I carry myself. And I know that that can affect anybody, even men. Like it's not limited to just plus women.
For me, a part of showing up is contributing somehow to the world around you. What is your greatest hope for the contribution you can make to the world?
My greatest hope, I believe, is that I want people to feel like when they leave this earth, that they live their life as best, as bold, as colorful as they wanted to. Because I think sometimes we feel like it might be too loud. If someone can see my space and how I live my life and be like, that's exactly how I want to live my life, I hope that they can make the steps towards living a life like that. And by the time they leave, they're like, yeah, I certainly did that.
It's so interesting when you admire someone from afar and you witness how they're contributing to the world in a really meaningful way. But then getting to meet them and understand the warm, beautiful person beneath that persona is magic.